it's me, Shelfie60, and I'm out here in these Corona streets trying to get supplies because I have a teenager who will be home for a full week, and I need to make sure that she's not going to starve while she's there. So outside of all the toilet paper in town being gone, all of the bleach being sold out at Walmart, Target, and the grocery stores, everything else is pretty much at the store. Like if you need spaghetti sauce, rice, they are limiting the amount of rice you can get at the Asian market, but outside of that, like everything else is a go. It's just hand sanitizer, toilet paper, and bleach. Good luck. But I am here to talk about Dark Blue Kiss because I said I wanted to do more recommendations for Boys Love on this channel, and Dark Blue Kiss is a show that I feel a lot of people have ignored or they've kind of put on the back burner because it came out during a time when a lot of the shows that were also airing were a lot spicier. So a lot of people really weren't checking for Dark Blue Kiss. And that's a shame because Dark Blue Kiss is actually a really good show. So Dark Blue Kiss stars a couple that have done Boys Love before. They were in a show called Kiss Me and another show called Kiss Me Again. And it's a Thai Boys Love. The actors are Tae and Nu. And so their couple name is Tae Nu. Nu has been in a few things. He was in Waterboy the series. He was in Not Love by Chance. He was in SOTUS. He played a friend of the main character in SOTUS. Tae has been in a few things as well, but this is like their big main character series together. And part of the reason why Dark Blue Kiss is a mixed bag for a lot of Boys Love fans is because even though Tae and Nu are extremely good looking and they don't shy away from being shirtless, I don't know if it's because they are straight men who have a hard time engaging in non-hetero behavior, but their kissing and their kind of skinship is very, very stiff for them to have appeared in as many programs and events as they have. And so a lot of people, when you have a show like Dark Blue Kiss airing at the same time with Tharn Type, it's like, okay, well, which one are you going to go with? The couple that looks like they're really comfortable in being intimate, physically intimate, or the couple who it's more about their life and their conversations and their interactions and things like that. So Dark Blue Kiss, because of that reason, I believe, a lot of people weren't checking for it. But there's a lot of really good reasons to check out Dark Blue Kiss. Number one, Dark Blue Kiss is about an established relationship, which is always something that I'm looking for. You know, there's so many stories about the start of a relationship and a man getting together and deciding that they're going to engage in the gays. But no one really talks about what it's like after you've been engaged in the gays for a year or 2 years or 5 years. And this show is about a couple who have been together for a while. One of them who still hasn't come out to their parent, one who has. And talking about, you know, the relationship dynamics and, you know, what are we going to do after we graduate and all these other things that are a real part of life for a lot of people. So for that reason, Dark Blue Kiss already is something that you want to check out if you want to see what's after Happily Ever After. Another thing I really like about Dark Blue Kiss is the secondary couple, which is Sun and Mork. The kid who plays Mork is super fine. The guy who plays Sun is extremely good looking. Like, both of them are hot as fuck. But what makes their story even more engaging, besides, you know, the push-pull, in our minds, at least in my mind, it's a verse couple, which is really nice because you don't hear a lot about verse couples. Also, the story is about kind of, between the two of them, it's about even if you like somebody, kind of not looking at them the same way the whole time. That seems weird, but like, have you ever had an impression of somebody and you've carried that impression out for a really long time, even though they have been giving you evidence of their character that goes against your first impression? That's a lot of what happens with Sun and Mork. Sun believes Mork to be a certain kind of guy, and Mork isn't. And if Sun would open his eyes and see the reason why you like Mork, the reason why you like Mork is because Mork is actually a really good dude, then a lot of their problems would go away. Like, a ton of their problems would go away because Sun likes Mork. He knows he likes Mork. And Mork has been giving him kind of glimpses of his softer side. But Mork is a very shy person. He's a very introverted person. And because of that, a lot of his affection doesn't really exist. Like, he's affectionate in terms of he performs actions, but he's not affectionate, like climbing all over you, hugging all over you, even to the point where he's like, he'll deny that he likes you because he's not comfortable with displaying that part of himself. But everything that he does proves that he loves Sun, or that he at least has fond feelings for Sun. And Sun, being more of a demonstrative person and more of an outgoing person, more of an extrovert, him and Mork, their relationship is tough because he expects Mork to be who he is. And a lot of love, sustained love, is about figuring out the language that your loved one is speaking in. It's so easy to understand our own language. It's just like, watching these boys' loves. It's so easy to understand our own language. But sometimes it's much harder for us to understand a different culture, a different language. It takes study, it takes time. And even then we might not be completely fluent in it, but we understand that there's still a message being conveyed, even if we don't necessarily understand the transmission by which that message is being conveyed. And that's what this relationship is about. It's about, they're both sending a very similar message, but because they're sending it in different languages, they don't understand each other, and they don't think that message is actually that it's actually the same message. So I recommend Dark Blue Kiss extremely. It's not as kind of scandalous and kissy as some of the other ones, but just it talks about relationships a lot, and I appreciate that, and positive relationships at that too. Like, despite the fact that Pete and Cal, which are Tay and Nu's characters on the show, they bother me in a lot of ways because I think that Cal needs to grow the fuck up. Even though those things bother me about their relationship, they also are willing to work on their relationship, and they try. And that's something that a lot of people don't do. And so that was something to see that I really enjoyed, about how, you can really care about somebody, and maybe, you run into a rough patch, you have to try. Another thing I really liked about the show was the parents. Cal has a mom who is, not mom, Cal, Pete. Pete has not come out to his mom. He has a mom who knows, she absolutely knows he's gay, and she's just waiting for her son to tell her, but he hasn't told her yet because he's scared, because he doesn't have a father in his life. He's kind of the man of the house. He has to make money for the household, and so for him, it's like, I already have all of these responsibilities. I don't want to let my mom down, so I'm not going to burden her with the fact that I'm abnormal in his mind. And then you have Cal, who's like, I do what I want. My dad knows I'm gay. My dad knows who my boyfriend is. He accepts everything. I just live a free life. And also, I'm rich. And between the two of them, because one has basically had everything he ever wanted handed to him, and nothing has really been adverse for him. He's never really had to struggle with anything. It puts a barrier in their relationship, because Cal's not understanding of Pete's position, and Pete in a lot of ways is too scared to assert his position, because he's one of those people who avoids conflict all the time. And so it makes for a really rough time for the both of them. But yeah, I highly recommend Dark Blue Kiss. I'm also going to throw a couple more recommends down below. I'm recommending Because of You. It is a 10 episode series, but each episode is super short. Each episode is like 15 minutes, but 5 of those minutes are credits, so really it's 10 minutes, so you can get through that in like an hour and a half. Easy. The other recommendation I'm throwing in there is Chat Story My Boss. Hard to describe, but I'll put it to you this way. Have you ever read a fan fiction that takes place in like Twitter group chat format? It's an entire show of that. Literally, that's all it is. There's no actual people. It's just an entire show of like Facebook chat or Twitter chat. But I find it fascinating. Like, I'm just amazed that a channel decided to sink money into something like this, because it is what people are doing on Twitter and in fan fiction. But also, I've always liked those kinds of stories. I like the stories where the background is kind of told in the way that people interact currently. Because that's the thing. Like, if you were to open up my text message, or you were to open up my Twitter chats, what I'm talking about in that moment comes with a bunch of stuff behind the scenes that you may not know about. But by reading enough of it, you may be able to guess. So it allows you to kind of paint your own picture about what these people look like, where they're living, what they're going through. But at the same time, you have a very clear picture about their perspective and their relationship based on what they're saying to one another. So it's just a really interesting kind of format, thought experiment. I don't know what to call it, but it's like nothing I've ever seen in terms of a show. I've seen it, like I said, countless amount of times on Twitter, on Archive of Our Own, different forums like that, but I've never seen that as the show. Like that is the unique bit about all of this. So check those out. I hope that you like them. Like I said, I'll put links below. Because of you, I'm going to put a not official link to that. It's a show that is currently airing on Viki. So if you want to watch it legally, watch it on Viki. If you want to watch it the way I'm watching it, you can watch it on YouTube. The reason I'm doing the YouTube plug instead of like the Viki plug is because Viki has yet to upload the last 2 episodes of the show, even though the last 2 episodes are available. They're already out there. They've already aired. But Viki is taking their sweet fucking time, and I ain't got time for that. I pay too much for my Viki subscription for y'all to be playing games with me. So yeah, that's the reason I'm looking at it that way. But there's a lot of stuff that like Viki holds their feet about, and then it's out on the internet for everybody to see. Like the history series, all except for season 3, all the rest of the episodes are on YouTube through legal links. So why would anybody want to play games with Viki when they gotta pay and you can see this shit for free on YouTube? But I digress. Anyway, I'm going to put a link below of Dark Blue Kiss, the playlist for that, a link for Because of You, the playlist for that, and a link for Chat Story My Boss. Oh, FYI, Because of You has a Korean actor, so it's Korean and Taiwanese. Chat Story My Boss is Vietnamese, and Dark Blue Kiss is Thai. So you're getting a lot of different languages here. I hope you guys enjoy. I'll talk to you later. Bye.